Civilization or Barbarism, an authentic anthropology by Dr. Cheikh and Diop. Calendar. Just as with geometry, the Egyptians were the exclusive inventors of the calendar, the very one which barely changed, regulates our life today, and about which Neubauer says that it is truly the only intelligent calendar that has ever existed in humanity history. They invented they invented the 365-day year, breaking it down as follows. 12 months of 30 days equals 360 days, plus the 5 intercalated days, each one corresponding to the birth of one of the following Egyptian gods: Osiris, Isis, Horus, Seth, and Nephthys. These are the same gods who will give birth to the human race and inaugurate the cycle of historic times. Adam and Eve are only belated biblical replicas of Osiris and Isis. The year is divided into 3 seasons of 4 months. The month into 3 weeks of 10 days that do not overlap the months. The day into 24 hours. The Egyptians knew that this calendar year was too short, that it was lacking a quarter of a day in order for it to correspond to a complete sidereal revolution. Also, in 4236 BCE, the imagination remains transfixed. They invented a second astronomical calendar founded precisely on this time lag, this delay of a quarter of a day per year in the 365-day calendar year as compared to the sidereal or astronomical calendar. The time lag thus accumulated at the end of 4 years is equal to 1 day. Instead of adding 1 day every 4 years and thus instituting a leap year, the Egyptians preferred the masterful solution that consists of following this time lag for 1,460 years. Consequently, it is the very cause of the leap year that is at the basis of the Egyptian sidereal calendar. The Egyptians preferred to rectify every 1,460 years instead of every 4 years. He who can do more can do less. Therefore, contrary to popular opinion, they knew the leap year very well. But what is still more amazing is that the Egyptians had equally observed, calculated that this period of 1,460 years of the sidereal calendar is the lapse of time that separates 2 heliacal risings of Sirius, the most brilliant fixed star in the heavens, located in the constellation Canis Major. Thus is designated the simultaneous appearance of Sirius and of the Sun at the latitude of Memphis. Thus, the heliacal rising of Sirius, which takes place every 1,460 years, coinciding with the first day of the year in both calendars, is the absolute chronological reference point that is the basis for the Egyptian astronomical calendar. One gets lost in conjectures in order to figure out how the Egyptians were able to arrive at such a result from proto-history, because it is known with certainty that the sidereal calendar was in use from 4236 BCE onward. Supposing that a celestial phenomenon as fleeting as the Hyliacal rising of Sirius had accidentally caught the attention of the Egyptians from the 4th millennium onward, how could they have guessed at and verified within a few minutes its rigorous periodicity in a time span of 1,460 years, and thus invented a calendar on this basis? Did they arrive at this result through empirical or theoretical means? Assuredly, the disparagers of Egyptian civilization have their work cut out for them. The length of the above mentioned period being in no way comparable to that of a human life. One has to have magic skills to find an empirical solution to such a problem. And we'll pause right here. Continue back. Civilization or barbarism. I'm Uriel Riley. Hi, it's Harlan.